I'm really loving Twitter. I actually had a message now from Nick Norman Smith. Of course, he's from Lenters Asset Management. He says, yes, social media bubbles stick with the cheap and high quality tech stalwarts.
But he sent you the message on Twitter.
Yes, he did.
But he says social media is a bubble. It's his principal means of communicating with you
hear that, Nick?
real time in the studio, but it's a bubble.
I love it. I'm actually real time watching Twitter while I'm on air. It's amazing how much info flow you can actually get. Paul, let's touch on, what are we going to touch on now? There's so much. Let's do Walmart. Walmart out with results in the US, slightly better than most had expected. Still under pressure though today, and it seems that they're really focusing on the US same store sales, which were not that fantastic. And then you've got the Walmart story playing out here in South Africa, and who knows how it's going to end.
Great that we've got like an interest in it, as you say.
Yeah.
Look, the global story is, as you say, they're expanding their international footprint. We know the countries they've got operations. It's still not a huge part of their profit bottom line, though, given the scale of the business in the US. And in the US, things seem a bit fraught, a bit flat, a bit going nowhere. And it's understandable because remember, the takeaway you've got to have for the US economy at the moment is companies cutting jobs, increasing profitability through taking out costs. That's not great for the average run-of-the-mill person who doesn't have a job anymore. So same-store sales in the US not going to look great, I don't think, until you have a thoroughgoing economic revival. But, I mean, you can understand why against that backdrop they want to get into countries like South Africa. And I'm sure, you know, they get to put up with this kind of nonsense wherever they go. I'm really hoping that in the next 10 days, the Competition Tribunal, considering all the evidence, says, you know, off you go, do the deal. Because I think the alternative is too horrible to contemplate.
Okay, Paul. IMF chief Dominic Strauss-Kahn denied bail, detained in New York.
Sent to Rikers Island. Oh, shocker.
Yeah. So, yes, does this mean anything to you? European ministers and the IMF still meeting.
Well, I sent them my application for the job. I indicated that I would be happy to travel business class. And, you know, I don't really need to be accommodated in such attractive fashion. But nothing so far. Nothing so far. Apparently, it's got to go to another Frenchman, the job. People are saying, look, it could be
Pimco guy, Mohammed Al
it could be negative for, you know, like the restructuring efforts in Europe because he's a big fan of workarounds and stuff.
So what would you do as the IMF chief, Paul?
Oh, my
Since you want the top job, what would you do to Greece? How would you help?
I'm sure they've got like an army of 10,000 people who work at the IMF and they'll be working on solutions left, right and center. So just carry on as you are. Apparently there are plenty of people there that can take it. I'm being facetious. I don't think they're going to be a revolutionary replacement with someone like Trevor Manuel or something. I think you can kiss that goodbye.
Does the 16th of May mean anything to you?
The 16th of May, other than that it was yesterday's date?
Yes, and that's when the US debt ceiling was going to be breached.
And wait,
it has been breached.
The debt ceiling is falling in. The sky is falling on our heads.
And new home sales down 10%, Mr. Paul Theron. Okay, cool. We don't have a lot of time. Joke of the day?
Well, election tomorrow, but I mean, I was really laughing hard at what people were saying. Someone again on Twitter was saying the problem with democracy, which you people invented in Greece, thanks very much, is that, you know, my carefully considered vote, you know, my tactical strategic vote based on the outcome of the election could be counteracted by somebody who's voting for a free t-shirt. But hey, this is South Africa. So get out there and vote. Those of us that are here, those that are not watching from other parts of Africa. Really, really looking forward to the results. Apparently one can safely go to bed on Wednesday night and wake up on Thursday morning to start seeing the results coming in. It's going to be fascinating.